Do you want to learn how to do this adorable Earth Pop-Up activity? If so, you are going to need something to draw on, something to draw with, something to erase any mistakes that you might make, and a marker to outline your doodle. Don't forget crayons, markers, colored pencils, or paint so you could add some color to your doodle when you are done. Grab everything you need and let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started on our Earth Day pop-up. So we are going to take our paper, we are going to turn it horizontally. And that means that it is wider this way, but shorter this way. And we are going to put our hand on one side and we're going to take this other side and we're going to fold it over like a book. So I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to make sure my corners are matched up and I'm going to really make sure that I crease down this part right here. Because the more that it's creased, the easier it'll be for you to draw your doodle. Then I'm going to open it up. So I have a little card or a book here. Now I'm going to keep this side on the table and I'm going to fold back just the front part and crease that down nice and hard on that crease. So that way we have a very good line. So on the left side, we've kind of got a little bounce, and on the right side, we are flat on the table. So I'm going to put my fingers on it. I'm going to twist it. So my bounce is at the top. And my flat paper is down here on the bottom of the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by keeping it closed and I'm going to make a nice circle on my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a nice big globe, or I'm going to draw the Earth. Nice and big. And I'm going to go all the way around. I want to make sure my ends are lined up very, very nicely, because if they are not lined up, it does change your picture when you open it. So put it back so you have the bounce at the top. And now I have a nice big globe drawn on my paper. So if I open it, I've got all that space in the middle. But if I close it, I've got a nice circle, complete circle on my paper. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in his mouth. And I need that curved line to be very close to the edge of the paper here. And then I'm going to go down with a very short U shape. I don't want it to be too big. In the bottom, I'm going to draw a tongue. And I want that tongue to just be as close to the line as I can be without going over. Okay. And I'm going to color in the background black. And I'm going to do the same thing to this top part. I'm going to color it in with some black. I'm lifting it up like this to color because I don't want it to go through my paper and ruin the backside. But now he's got a nice little smile there. I'm going to go in and add in his eyes. I'm going to give him his oval eyes with a bigger circle and a smaller circle. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we've got his eyes, and then I'm going to go through and I'm just going to add in some kind of generic scribbles here for his continents. So I'm not making them look like anything specific. If you want to try to make them look like North America and South America, that is fine. I am just kind of scribbling these into a spot because they are going to change when we open our pop out or pop up. So there's that. So now he's got his eyes, we've got some continents here, and we've got an adorable little globe. Nothing too crazy. He's awesome. Now we're going to open him up, and we've got all this space in the middle here to add to our doodle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this line down and I'm going to stop. I need a little break here in the middle for an arm. And we do the same thing over here. So we're going to try to match it up. I'm just a little bit underneath that fold. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to leave a little gap, and I'm going to go down and connect. So I've got the rest of my globe, and I've got some openings for hands. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in those arms. So I'm going to curve around here and go in. I'm going to curve around here and go in, and I'm making his wrist area a little bit bigger. You can do it different. You can make it a little smaller. It's entirely up to you. And I want to keep it in the middle of my paper because I want to be able to close it and you not see any arms or anything that he is holding. Now I'm going to leave a small gap between his wrist there, and I'm going to draw in a couple fingers. So I'm going to draw, and you could do 3, I'm going to do 4 fingers. And then coming up from those fingers, I'm going to draw a large sign. So that way it looks like he is holding this poster in front of him. Now I left that gap there for a reason because I want to do his thumb on the other side of that sign. So now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's draw in an arm. Do the same thing over here. We're going to do a curve. And then we're going to skip, draw in some fingers, finish off his hand, and then I can come over and down with the sign, and then do his thumb on the other side of the sign and finish his sign in front of him. So now we've got him holding it could be a card, it could be a sign, it could be whatever you like. Mine is just going to be a sign. If you wanted to make it a card, you could just add another line kind of coming out over here and then come down, and it would look a little bit like a sign. Now I'm going to come from the end of his mouth here, and I'm going to go right down into this sign that he's holding. And his mouth is black, so I'm going to finish coloring in his mouth all black. Finish filling it in, and that way his mouth makes some sense there. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to finish those lines. I can go from there straight up, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to color that all in black, so that way his mouth is just wide open behind the sign. Maybe he is like super, super, super excited that it is Earth Day. We are celebrating him. We are going to do some awesome things today to show our love for the earth. So he has his baby, that's a card for him. Now I'm going to finish these continents. So what we want to do is just kind of finish off where the lines ended. And you can just throw those in somewhere just to kind of finish them because they are not going to be connected all the way from the top to the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing here and just kind of finish off these. So again, when I close my paper, I've got my cute happy globe. When I open my paper, he is really happy and he's holding a sign. Now on this sign, what I think I'm going to do is draw the recycle symbol. My son and I go for walks around our neighborhood and we pick up trash. And I think the number one thing we find is stuff that could easily be put into a recycling bin. So let's go ahead and just draw in those 3 curved arrows. And that's pretty much all the recycling symbol is these 3 curved arrows. If these are too hard for you, you could always just write recycle or draw something else on there. It is entirely up to you. So there he is. There's my little globe pop up. I've got my doodle done. So now I just need to color. So I'm going to go ahead and close him. Look at how cute he is. Go ahead and grab your supplies and let's go ahead and color our adorable little globe pop up. Look at how cute our little Earth Day pop-up is. He is such a cute little globe of happiness. gorgeous when you open him up. I love him. I hope that you had fun doing this little Earth Day pop-up with me today. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And come back again for more happy fun doodles. I cannot wait to see you again. Have a great day. Goodbye.